Hello and welcome back to Blind Productions. I'm Dez, and today we are continuing our mashup theme of the month. Today is actually the last one for this theme, because it's the last Wednesday of the month. So our theme this month has been Legend of Zelda and Justice League, and today's mashup specifically is Cyborg and the Guardians from Breath of the Wild. So no, Cyborg traditionally is more affiliated with the Teen Titans than he is with the Justice League, and he only in recent years has been kind of inducted and brought into the Justice League. But he's in the movie, and they've kind of bumped him up a tier, I suppose, into the Justice League. And he's a cool character. I like tech characters a lot, people who rely on technology more than on superpowers. Cyborg is kind of the epitome of that idea. He's a living machine and technology merged, machine and man merged together into one being. And I think that's part of why I like his character so much. And of course, in Breath of the Wild, and in Zelda in general, you have references to ancient technology and things like that, where they have robots and machines and things like that, but they're often depicted as being super old and ancient. And Cyborg is produced by the Mother Box, which is considered an ancient technology. It's been around for thousands and thousands of years and whatnot, and so this mashup just seemed to fit perfectly, and I really liked the idea. I really like the aesthetic that the Guardians in Breath of the Wild have, and just kind of taking that and mashing it up onto Cyborg with his body, kind of using his body as a template for that, was really fun to do. This one actually took a little bit longer than the other pieces from this month's mashup, just because there's a fair amount more detail. I wanted to really get this one to look just right, because I was just so in love with the idea. So when it came to the specifics, I decided to base a lot of his look off of actually the Guardian armor, with elements from the Guardians themselves pulled in, because they have a lot of the same aesthetic and look, and the Guardians themselves aren't at all remotely in a humanoid shape, but the Guardian armor that you can get in Breath of the Wild has that same look and aesthetic, just in a humanoid form. And so I took the main armor plating and kind of tweaked it and changed some of the designs a little bit. And then underneath, where normally you have just where you would have the rest of your body, obviously Cyborg doesn't have that. He's all machine there. So I decided to pull from the Guardians themselves that the way their limbs are these segmented, long, kind of Dr. Octopus looking things. I decided to use that for the underlying portions of his body. It worked really well for the limbs and whatnot, almost like he was composed of these things and has these armor plates laced on top of that. Then with the color palette, I went ahead and stuck with more of the Guardians color palette as well, though I did bring in the red eye from Cyborg. I also decided to try and put him in more of an action pose, where he's actually, he's actively cutting an arrow in half, and kind of a snapshot from a fight that he's in, to add a little bit more depth and just feeling to the picture itself. But all in all, I had a lot of fun, like I said, making this particular piece, and it was really interesting to figure out the details on this mashup. But that is about everything I have for today's video, and I will leave you to enjoy the rest of it, as I usually do, with some music. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like it and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to keep up with all of my content. Also, feel free to support me on Patreon. Remember that all the money that I make for the rest of this year will go to disaster relief for the many different events that have happened throughout the year. Again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next week.